Michigan State beating Michigan. It's the first quarter, right? Anything can happen. We got 3 quarters of football left. But the fact that Michigan State is beating Michigan can be huge for the birth of Oregon Ducks in the college football playoff. And I think this is a must-win game for Michigan State for us to hopefully get a better chance at being there.
That's a great thing about rivalry games. You've got to love them. You just never know what's going to happen for any team. Us, Michigan, you never know what's going to happen in those types of games.
Oh, absolutely. And as I'm scrolling, of course, I see not really ahead of us, unfortunately, but Texas A&M is finally getting their act together and beating Ole Miss, who Ole Miss looked like a top 10 team, a week ago? They were literally in the top 10, I believe, a week ago. Now they're in the – no, I got that wrong. That was a different team. But Ole Miss has been looking like a great team all year long, and they're getting beat by Texas A&M, who has looked not so hot.
I did not believe in Ole Miss. I thought they were kind of just there, sliding up the rankings, kind of off the radar, and then, LSU had to destroy them.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, scrolling down a little more, trying to find the teams who we could possibly need to lose to get to the college football playoff. Of course, you have Georgia. I think I will probably get banned from YouTube for just saying that name in an Oregon Ducks video at this point. But it's been a rough time with Georgia. However, you put us against them right now. They only put up 42 points against a Florida team who was able to put up 20. I think we get closer to than that, possibly even win that matchup. Will we win it? I don't know 100%, but I think we do better than we did at least the first week.
I would even say it's a loss, but it would be a lot better. It would be a much more competitive game. Now, because if you look at that first game, you look at what we're doing now, you have seen the adjustments made by the staff overall, schematically. Are we throwing to Seven McGee 40 yards down the field now? No, we're not.
No.
Like in the first game, we're not doing that anymore. That doesn't happen because they changed the players around, rotated stuff. They've made adjustments. And, yeah, it would be a lot better if it was. I won't going to say win or loss. It would be a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Ohio now, if we look at the Big Ten for people that we have to beat to get into the playoff, I almost hope for just one Big Ten team, right? So Michigan loses, great. Ohio State loses, great. We make it into the playoff. I think if one of them loses, we get a better chance at making it there. I think Ohio State's the exception to that, because if Ohio State loses to Michigan and then beats them at the end of the day, I don't think we make it in. Then there's a chance for those two to kind of make it up and beat us out, which is unfortunate. Then kind of jumping down to the game that I was rooting for this entire day. I don't know if you watched this game at all.
I did not get to watch that one. I was trying to watch Syracuse Notre Dame instead.
Yeah, the entire game.
There was something funky going on with the Syracuse Notre Dame game, though. Their cameras all seemed to be like on Zoom, like zoomed in for some reason at a weird angle. I don't know what was going on in that game, but
yeah, I feel like that's been a thing recently. I feel like I've heard that about multiple games over the last couple of weeks. Different games have had really weird camera angles. They're trying something different and it's not working. Stop it.
It was awkward to look at. Even when they would show Tommy Rees in the box, Tommy Rees, the Notre Dame offensive coordinator, and it was like zoomed in on his face, like right next to him. I was like, what is happening? It was actually hard to watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can absolutely get behind that. Looking at that TCU game though, this is a game that did feel a lot closer. Makes me think that, maybe if because the playoff, I believe, comes out next week. The playoff committee releases their rankings next week.
I believe it is Tuesday evening, the first one, I believe.
Yeah. So we're getting pretty close to that. They look at a game like this and think, because TCU didn't necessarily look great in this game. Did they look horrible? No. But 41-31, that's pretty hard. And Stats and Info just updated Tuesday on the YouTube chat. I don't think it's come through in our chat yet. But that was one I think could possibly get us to bump up above TCU in the event that we're neck and neck, which they're 7, we're 8. That's someone we need to lose in order to get there. But one thing,
100%.
oh, go ahead.
No, 100%. We need, yeah, TCU. We got to get them out of the way. 100%.
And then, of course, keeping our spot and moving up only. I'm very happy Oklahoma State took their absolute spanking, 48-0. Absolutely awful. They put the cheerleaders in, I guess, to play.
There will be no Cowboy fans on the online tonight.
No, absolutely not.
I was watching that score update and I was going, "What is happening?"
They definitely lost out a lot harder than I expected them to at any point. I didn't think they were the best team in the country anyway, but I didn't think they'd lose 48-0 against number 22 ranked team in the country. And then, of course, Wake Forest, who's also pretty close to us, could possibly pass us if things play out where they beat Clemson in a championship game kind of thing. I'm happy they lost as well, kind of giving us a better buffer towards the next ranked teams just outside of that top 10, of course.
Illinois is kind of I'm really pulling for Illinois too, because they're probably gonna obviously win the Western Division of the Big Ten, and they look good. I mean, they're not awful, but can they compete with like Michigan or Ohio State? I don't know, but that's a good team. So you or be careful for them if you're the other two teams.
That's true. That could be a team that hopefully helps us knock out one of the big two and helps us get up a little bit farther in the rankings.
It can happen. Anything can happen. That's why we play the game, right? I mean, I absolutely love chaos.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the reason why people watch college football. Even most people that watch college football also watch NFL, but some people who prefer college football like it due to the chaos. Anything can happen on any week, and the impacts are astronomical in comparison to something like the NFL, of course.
And as I have to explain to people, watching college football, you see some of the most outrageous plays that for no reason in the world should ever work, and they work. It's just the best environments. I'm one of those people. College football all day long, you know. Have to. Obviously, I'm here at the Oregon Post Game Channel on Voice of College Football, as you are too. So
yeah. I mean, I'm a West Coast duck. Technically, I'm in Charlotte, so I should be a Panthers fan. I just follow college football, and I don't even follow college football from where I currently live. So, yeah, I definitely get that.
And I'm glad to see it wasn't a pretty game, but like you were showing right there, Utah taking a W. So that's good. We want Utah again, just like everyone else, USC and UCLA, to be as strong as possible. It's not going to be an easy game, but we want them to be as highly ranked as possible because we don't play them for 3 weeks. So by then, if they keep winning, they could be top 10.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. The more teams we can have in the top 15, the top 10, and the higher rank they go, the better chances, of course, the whole Pac-12 of elevating up. Even if we look at the future, I mean, next year, getting those pre-rankings and then, of course, keeping those rankings is much better when you have teams already up there to begin out the season with, which is always a joy.
Oh, yeah, no, that's the SEC method.